Hi Aries, welcome to eclipse season. I'm Erica and this is Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. Welcome to all of the new viewers and subscribers that have found this channel within the last month. This little channel that I started just a couple of months ago has really blossomed much quicker than I ever could have imagined. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new here, I hope that you stick around. I hope that you enjoy. I release videos based on the lunar cycles. I'll do full moon and new moon videos, and if there's anything major going on astrologically, and there's breaking news, I'll try to put an astrological lens to that as well. But you can look through my playlists and kind of see what I'm about. Alright. This is a rare eclipse season. We are going to be occurring. It's early. Y'all are my first video. I'm sorry. We are going to be experiencing 3 eclipses. And this is the thinning of the veil is what a lot of astrologers refer to this time as. Eclipses historically were celestial events that were feared. But we don't have to be afraid of them. We just need to understand what their purpose is. And basically, the eclipses are the universe's way of lovingly guiding us back on the path that we should be on. It depends on just how far off that path you've been as to how traumatic that eclipse may be for you. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that for me personally, a few years ago, the October 2014 blood moon eclipse, I was not anywhere near the right path I was supposed to be on, because that shit was traumatic. I've spoken about it at length before in videos. You can go look through my past videos to kind of get an idea about that. But the impacts can last up to 6 months. And it's kind of like dropping a pebble in water. The ripples just kind of ebb out, and you have to grab your surfboard and just kind of ride the waves. The last lunar eclipse that we had, or that we experienced, was March 23rd, 2016, and it was at 3 degrees of Libra. This eclipse will be occurring at 25 degrees of Aquarius, and this is going to be a penumbral eclipse, and that's basically where the sun and the moon and the earth are aligned in almost a straight line. This is going to be an eclipse filled with fixed air energy, because that's the modality of Aquarius. Fixed signs are known for being either goal-oriented on the positive side or inflexible on the negative side. We're also known for being determined or stubborn. I say we because I have a Taurus moon and I'm a Scorpio riser, and they are both the fixed modalities of earth and water for each respective sign. I did a little bit of research on the word fixed, and it comes from the Latin word fixus, which means to latch onto or to fasten. And the 25-degree Aquarius Sabian symbol reads, a butterfly with the right wing more perfectly formed. Sabian symbols were created in 1925 by a clairvoyant named Elsie Wheeler, and they're used to represent 0 to 30 degrees of each zodiac sign of the astrological wheel. Alright, I think I've got all of my information about this out and the announcements out. Once again, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to have all of this timestamped below, and I'll have different videos linked down below to also give you a little bit of information about Uranus and Aries, and also the fixed star Antaurus, because that's a guy that's definitely going to be hanging out with us for a little bit. That energy is going to be quite potent come very soon. So, with that being said, I'm going to transition to the astrology for Aries Sun and Aries Rising. If you're here for your Aries Moon or just for the Tarot portion for Aries, some of this may apply to you because this is a full moon eclipse. So, with that being said, I'm going to transition. I'll be right back, but thank you so much for being here. Hang tight, y'all. Hey Aries, I'm back with your astrology. On the 18th, we'll be experiencing a full moon lunar eclipse at 25 degrees Aquarius in your 11th house. Aquarius energy is known for being revolutionary, very inventive. They can be abstract, humanitarian-based or minded. The 11th house is ruled by Aquarius, which is interesting for us Aries, because I'm an Aries sun. The 11th house speaks to friendships, groups, Also future wishes, goals, and dreams, or bucket list type energy. This could be a situation. Lunar eclipses, not just for me, for a lot of people who study astrology, say that the lunations can represent the feminine energy. So this can deal with possibly female friends or groups of females that you deal with. Or it could be the transformation of a goal, a wish, or a dream that you've had, which you once thought was your end-all, be-all goal, may have gone through some revisions, or may need to go through some revisions. On the 21st, we have the moon in Aries conjunct the planet Uranus and Eris in your first house. All right, that's a lot. So let's look at what the first house means first. The first house is your personality, your physical body, and your appearance. It's the physical embodiment of who you are and what you are. It's how you look. It's how you act. It's how people see you. The moon represents your response, the intuition or feelings that you may have. The Aryan energy is fierce and courageous. It's also fierce and forceful, and it's impulsive. The planet Uranus is representative of change, liberation, rebellion. It's also shocking, like the planet of shocks and surprises. Can also deal with electricity, and since it's your first house, be very careful with electricity. You could shock yourself, or you could deal with something very shocking right after the full moon. Eris is, the best way to think of Eris is Xena Warrior Princess. That was the name that they initially wanted to name that planetoid, but it ended up being Eris. And in Greek mythology, I want to say she is known as the goddess of discord. I did a video on Uranus and Eris, if I could speak. And it was dealing with kind of shocking, surprising events at the end of July. And I'm going to have that link down below. But on the 22nd, we have the sun moving into Virgo in your 6th house. So the sun represents your self-expression, your life force, the assertion or will that you have. The 6th house is ruled by Virgo. And the 6th house basically represents work and health. It also speaks to the competency and skill that you bring to the services that you provide. So this can be illuminating either a health issue or a daily work issue. You know, whatever you spend your daily time on, that would be your work, even if you aren't employed. On the 24th, we have another kind of strong energy happening just right after the eclipse. It's like the eclipse and then boom, boom, right after. On the 24th, we have Mars and Saturn going conjunct at 9 degrees of Sagittarius, which is on top of the fixed star Antares, which I'll have a video linked down below speaking about it as well. But Mars is the planet that represents aggressive and impulsive energy. It's also a very impulsive energy planet. Saturn represents limitation and containment, structure. It can also speak to bones. So be careful with your feet and your legs. I'm very clumsy, and I have broken the same toe twice. I think that was a Saturn transit. I wasn't studying astrology then, so, you know, it wasn't fun. Let me put it like that. But this is going to be like a powder keg type situation. The 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius, and the 9th house speaks to long-distance trips, adventure, higher education, philosophy, and religion. Also, this could speak to legal system matters, or, astrology is covered on the 9th house too, but I don't see how that would happen on a personal level, unless somebody wants to come at me about a video, which has happened before, whatever. We're all entitled to our own opinions. On the 29th, we have Venus moving into Libra, and Venus rules Libra. She likes being there. Venus rules Taurus and Libra. Libra is an air sign. But this will be in your 7th house, Aries, and that is the house that rules partnerships, how you identify with others, also counseling, and open enemies. Open enemies can be testifying against somebody in open court. I've also started to kind of see it as arguing on social media and there being a group of people being able to see the interactions going on, so it's like an open forum argument, if you will. On the very next day, we have... On the 30th, we have Mercury going retrograde at 29 degrees of Virgo in your 6th house, which is work and health, or the competency and skills that you bring to the services that you provide. Mercury is already in shadow right now. Surprise! Just tiptoed into shadow. Basically what that means is what's going on right now is going to flavor what will occur for you during the... Mercury retrograde period. And Mercury will station direct at around September 22nd, I believe, and start moving towards going forwards again, but we'll be kind of tying up the loose ends of whatever has occurred for you in the 6th house, dealing with work or health. So, Aries, that's what's going on for you astrologically for the full moon lunar eclipse all the way up to the 30th of the month, and I'll be around for the new moon video for September, and the solar eclipse and all of that good stuff that's going to happen. But right now I'm going to transition over to the tarot portion. Because this is an eclipse, I'm going to do a regular tarot spread. If any extra cards fall, of course, I'll read them. I'm going to pull an oracle card from the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. And I'm also going to pull a Healing and Meditation Oracle card, because eclipses, like I said, at one time was scary for people, but we're just being yanked back on the path that we're supposed to belong or be on, and depends how far away you've been as to how traumatic that yank back will be. Like I said earlier, October 2014, I was off the wrong path in a serious way and lost everything in a house fire that was due to my neighbor's negligence. The wind just happened to be blowing in my direction, and I was asleep. It was at 1 o'clock in the morning. So yeah. Anyways, y'all, I'll be right back. Hang tight, and thank you for being here. Hey, Aries, I'm back with the cards. I've been shuffling and meditating, asking for the general messages. Well, all right. For Aries, for this lunar eclipse in August. We got one card that fell. Another card that fell. Go ahead and cut. Bottom card for the overarching theme or the underlying energy, however you choose to see it, and the top 3 for clarity. Also going to pull over the other 2 that fell. Okay, Aries, every one of your 4 cards that I just pulled were major arcana. And, okay, alright. Alright, now I'm going to pull a Healing and Oracle, or a Healing and Meditation Oracle card for my Aries brothers and sisters. What's funny is while I was shuffling off camera, 2 of the cards that have shown up in front of me kept trying to find their way out of the deck. And whenever that happens, and I'm not on camera, I always ask Spirit to do something like that, to make it show up again. And that certainly happened. Also going to pull an oracle card for you from the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck by Elena Fairchild, and the artwork is by Autumn Sky Morrison. You usually see those cards come up in my new moon videos. But like I said, because this is a eclipse, I want to have as much information for you as possible. This one. They didn't want to go back in. Alright, Aries, looks like there's a lot going on. Let me get your other cards out of the way. Okay. Alright, the underlying card or the bottom card, the overarching theme, the underlying energy was the Wheel of Fortune upright. Yay. We all want fortune to be on our side. This is the 10th card in the Major Arcana. It's actually the 11th because the Fool is a 0 card, but it's numerically the 10th card. The 10th card for me represents the 10th house, which is career, status, reputation, authorities or authority figures. It can also be destiny. The 10th house is ruled by Capricorn, so it may be involving a Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. You are having Saturn stuff going on for you the second half of the month in your 9th house. Wheel of Fortune in your 9th house. Long distance trips, adventure, higher mind, higher education, philosophy, religion, legal system matters. Now, the Wheel of Fortune as the Major Arcana card, or a Major Arcana card, is representative of the planet Jupiter, excuse me if I could speak. I'm sorry, I'm all excited. I'm an Aries sun, so this has got me hype. Sorry. The Wheel of Fortune represents the planet Jupiter, which speaks to expansion, achievement or excess, big growth. And the Wheel of Fortune card represents a change of direction. And because it's on the upright, for me, I'm thinking, it's feeling like that it's on the up for us. So that's nice. I've been dealing with some stuff, y'all. I'm sure you have been too. Uranus is in our sign for an extended time, so things have been kind of all over the place would be the best way to put it. The first card that you got of the 3 that I pulled for you was the World, which, yay. Once again, all of the top 4 that I pulled for you were Major Arcana. So this is a pretty powerful time for you, and eclipse season is powerful times for everyone. The World is the 21st Major Arcana card. 2 + 1 is 3, and that is a Gemini ruled house, which speaks to communication, short distance journeys, siblings, cousins, and neighbors. In communication, whenever I see the World, I think of the world like the internet, how we're all connected. As a Major Arcana card, the World card represents the planet Saturn. And once again, that 9th house, Mars and Saturn. Yeah. The 9th house speaks to long-distance trips, adventures or questing, religion, philosophy, higher education, or legal system matters. Looks like a friend of yours is really going to come through, or, I mean, the 11th house can be internet, and like I said, this card makes me think of the internet as well. So I have my new little channel on the internet, and it's a new way for me to communicate, and it's definitely bringing back a lot of things that I feel like I lost in the fire, things that are intangible. I won't get into that, but yeah. This is a positive reading. The balance to that card is the Four of Cups in reverse. And the interesting thing about the two cards that fell, both of them are number 4 cards. So the 4th house is going to ring very strong for you, in my opinion. The 4th house is represented by home and family, and that is ruled by the sign Cancer. So that may be of some information to you. Even more so, the Cups cards represent water signs for me, and water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. The fact that it's in reverse, makes me feel like you're getting over the loss of something. Or you may be presented with the loss of something. It is either or because of the way the aspects are playing out in personal charts, and that will impact you in different ways, including in this tarot spread. But for me, this rings very loudly to you're getting over the loss of something that was very near and dear to you. And it feels like the world is opening up for you because you are moving past that wound. And maybe this full moon lunar eclipse is shining light on how far you have come. The second card that just kind of fell out was the Four of Swords in reverse. And once again, for the 4th house, home and family. Home can be the home that you live in or where you consider to be home. Family is your immediate family, including children and or fur babies, but it could also speak to your maternal and paternal parents or people that you consider to be parents. It can also speak to your foundation or your roots, and that can be your literal home foundation or the roots that you have planted for yourself, what makes you feel solid. The swords represent air sign energy for me. Air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This is a full moon in Aquarius. Once again, it makes me feel like in the reverse, you are ready to get up and move past this deep wounding, this deep issue. And it's taken the way that this spread is laid out. I'll have to show you in just a second. But moving past this emotional wound, because it's a deep emotional wound, has taken a lot of strength, and it's probably left you quite depleted for a while. This was the second of the 4 cards that I pulled for you. I'm just reading this the way that I'm being led to read it. Strength is the 8th card in the major arcana. The 8th house speaks to, it's a Scorpio ruled house, which is the house of life, death, and rebirth. It's also the house of transformation, metamorphosis, and regeneration, or other people's money. Other people's money is money that isn't yours, money that you haven't earned but is coming to you. The Strength card, whenever I do my own personal tarot card readings for me and I see the Strength card, I instantaneously think I need to have the strength to keep my mouth shut, because, I mean, hello. Right there, she's very delicately, sorry for the extreme close-up, but she's very delicately trying to maneuver this animal's mouth shut. And that takes a tremendous amount of strength. Whenever I see this infinity sign, I think of Scorpio, and the 8th house is ruled by Scorpio. the Strength card as a major arcana card speaks to Leo. So you could be dealing with a Leo. In the upright, it's dealing with self-confidence, but because it's in the reverse, like I said, you've been feeling depleted because of this emotional wound, this situation. But better days are coming. And the reason I say that is because of the outcome card being the Wheel of Fortune, the underlying theme or the overarching energy. But also, right here next to the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Fool. And the Fool is representative of Uranus, but it's also representative of us, Aries, because we are the initiators, we are the beginners. But as a tarot card, the Fool represents Uranus, and the planet Uranus is in our first house. We're having some really strong energy on the 21st, which is right after the full moon, and the full moon is very Uranian and very strong because Uranus is co-ruler of Aquarius, and that's where the lunar eclipse is occurring. This is like the Great Awakening card, the Epiphany card. It can be a very naive card, but it's also very trusting. I don't know why, but the words trust or struggle just came through in my head. Somebody needed to hear that. Hell, I needed to hear that. But yeah, the underlying theme or the overarching energy is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and that makes me feel like this eclipse, and this does represent eclipse cards for me. In a private reading I just did very recently, it showed up as the eclipse for me. So all signs are pointing to this eclipse that is occurring in your 11th house, which is dealing with the internet. Very humanitarian, we all are one kind of energy. The 11th house is friends, groups, future wishes, goals, and dreams, bucket list type things. You may have to have the strength to follow that intuition, that spark of genius that comes to you during this thinning of the veil period. You may have to have the strength to follow that through because it can lead you to really good places. And that's what I'm seeing for you for the tarot portion. Let me add up with these numbers. Right. It totaled up to 29. 2 plus 9 is 11. The 11th house. Yeah, your 11th house is having the lunar eclipse in it. There's going to be some strong energy going through that house. Just breathe. Understand that this is just putting you on the path that you need to be on. Be kind to yourself and be gentle with yourself because we're all a little sensitive during these eclipse periods. Something that I thought was really interesting is Pilgrimage is your healing and meditation oracle card that came up, and you're having 9th house energy, which does speak to long distance trips, adventure, higher education, philosophy, religion, legal matters. You may be getting news of a trip that you've always wanted to go on. Or you may win a trip. That would be pretty cool. Uranus is a planet of shocks and surprises. So, I mean, my personal dealings with that planet haven't exactly been the most positive. So, I get trepidatious whenever we've got a lot of Uranian energy. But that doesn't mean that it can't be good. Uranus can be a great thing. It can bring in all kinds of wonderful surprises. Just never been a fan of surprises. Pilgrimage, for me, it doesn't have to be that you go on on a physical journey. It can be a journey of the mind, and that can be, a long distance trip, however you want to take that. But the pilgrimage card reads, the practice of meditation in itself is a kind of pilgrimage, with a clear end in view. The goal is to find spiritual enlightenment through a gradual but steady increase in self-awareness and self-fulfillment. This meditation is particularly appropriate during an actual pilgrimage or journey, but it can also be tried in everyday situations when you want to consider the broader implications of a meditation practice. Consider the following, Aries. May I be well prepared in my mind and body for the journey ahead. May I value the guidance received along the way and help in defeating obstacles. May I use the wisdom gained through meditation to overcome the challenges in every area of my life. May I rejoice in reaching the destination. There's a quote or a old saying that says it's not the destination, it's the journey, which is true. And you also got 2 oracle cards from the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck, which are pretty cool. You got another 4 card, Against the Grain. Home and family is going to be important to you as well during this time. The number 4 has rang very strong during this reading. Home and family, I've explained, but I'll re-explain. Home can be where you live or where you consider home to be. Family can be your family, your immediate family, including children and or fur babies, but it can also be your parents or people that you consider to be parents. It can also speak to your roots and or your foundation, and that can be the roots that you firmly planted in the ground or what makes you feel solid. But against the grain, find you some water. You might want to drink water. This also is like a hydration kind of card for me. I feel like meditation would do you very well. There isn't a whole lot of water energy in this eclipse cycle, actually going forth to the end of the month. So you may want to use this time to take a respite from the emotions. The wording down here is against the grain, and it may be that you have to have the strength to go, like I said, the strength to go against the grain or go against what's expected of you to get over whatever situation it is that has hurt you or that has caused you problems, be it emotional or argumentative, because the cups can be emotions and the swords represent words or arguments to me. I'll get the book and explain more what the interpretation of the author is on this. But for me, this is, be comfortable with yourself, be comfortable with the situation and the process. Understand that we're not going to be able to hide from a whole lot. I also think that it's really kind of synchronistic that the World card and this, they're both nude. They're both fully naked. They're both completely earnest and owning their truth, which is another thing that you may have to do. You may have to speak the truth in love to somebody that has overstepped their bounds or has put you in an awkward position for far too long. And in doing that, you'll feel like you're coming to life, which, once again, it backs up this reading of feeling like you're moving past something, that you're moving forward because, and I didn't show you and I told you that I would, so I need to, but this is what coming to life looks like. We'll move back to this in just a second. But this was how I laid up the world in the Four of Cups. So that's how it's laying in front of me. And then I've got the Strength on top of the Four of Swords in reverse. And the way that it looks for me, and it doesn't look the same for you because of reasons, Pardon me. But the sword is pointing towards the Fool and the Wheel of Fortune. So, you're moving past it. Or you will move past it. I mean, we all have the strength to move past it, even though it doesn't feel like it. And Lord, I mean, I still struggle. Full disclosure, I've been having a lot of dreams lately of this house catching on fire, which I'm not trying to put that out there, universe. Let's just put that out there on the record. But I've woken up in a panic thinking that I'm smelling smoke or feeling like somebody's beating on my house. And it's unnerving because I feel like I'm moving past it, and then I feel like, yeah, I'm still on that bungee cord and I get yanked back every once in a while. But come to life is owning your truth and representing it honestly and earnestly, but authentically as well. I do see this as speaking your truth. I also see this as owning your scars and owning your struggle, trusting your struggle. You can definitely have felt like you were in a not hibernation, but in a depressed state, in a half-hearted state. And you can definitely feel like after this full moon that the process of coming to life is going to be initiated for you. And I think that that's really going to be very important around the 21st, because that's when everything's happening for you in your first house, and you're going to have a fierce and courageous response. It's going to be something shocking and surprising. And I mean, the majority of my viewers are female, so pardon me, dudes, you know, Conan the Barbarian, sorry, because, yeah, I suck. But this is Xena Warrior Princess energy. This is, I'm fighting for what I believe in. I'm fighting for me. I'm fighting for this. I'm fighting for me. Energy. Especially if you're an Aries rising. If you're an Aries sun, it can still feel very much close to you because of the Uranus-Eris. I mean, it's happening in Aries, so it's going to be a fierce response. That's what I'm seeing right now for us for this second half of August, Aries. And congratulations, y'all were the first video that I did because y'all had the most views. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I'll be around for the September eclipses. We'll go through two. But right now, I just want you to breathe, baby, breathe. Understand that we're all going through this just in different areas of our lives, and know that we're all a little sensitive right now. So be extra kind to yourself. Take extra long baths. Do what you need. Employ your self-care mechanisms, but also understand that other people are feeling tender as well. So, Aries, breathe. It'll all be over soon. Understand that this is just us getting put back on the path that we need to be on. And it's bringing closures that need to happen so new things can occur for us. Embrace a growth mindset, and it helps a whole lot. I wish for you nothing but good things for this entire eclipse season. I will be around to try to give you heads up on what to expect from astrology to tarot and put my spin on it. Thank you so much for being here. I will see y'all in September. But until then, take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves and to one another. And understand we're all going through it. It's just hitting us in different areas. So, try to be kind. I don't know why I keep saying that. I feel like we're going to be really heated. And I'm saying it more to myself than I am to y'all, because I can have a short temper, trust. So, once again, thank you for being here. I appreciate it more than you know. If this reading empowered you, if it enlightened you, if it even rang true for you, you can comment, like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate it so much. I'll see y'all for the next eclipse energy, which will be early September. Take care, y'all. Until then, namaste.